Hello everybody, it's Niklas. Welcome to this new video on Creo Element Direct Modeling Express. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can start with sketches. Creo Element Direct Modeling Express, it is a CAD software. It is the hobby version, the maker version of Creo Element. So it means the Express version is the free version. It is a free version that you can download and that you can use as a maker totally for free. First link on the description, the complete course is available, so if you need to learn Creo Element Direct Modeling Express, this is my complete course, well-structured course. You will learn everything that you need to use Creo Element Direct Modeling Express, and at the end of the course, a lot of interesting training to create parts, to create objects, to create elements. So everything is on the first link on the description. So let's start with sketches. One of the first things to do is, by default, you have a part and you have a work plane. So each time you need to have a part, because when you create an extrusion, anything like this, the extrusion need to be on a part. So you need to have a part every time. And by default, we have this work plane. If I want to create my first sketch on this work plane, the first things to do is to have the right view. And you can just click here, View by Current Work Plane, or right-click, and you have View by Current Work Plane. You can also use View by Current Work Plane and Fit. If I just click here, take a glance now, I can work properly on the current work plane. If you go right click, you can drag and move on your view. So now, when you use modelings, here this is the drawing tools, and you can create modification here. So you can work with sketches with this part. After, it's to work with 3D models. One of the best things to do is you have different constructions that you can create. If you want to find the center, because by default in Creo Element Direct Modeling Express you don't have any intersection axis. So you can click here and select, for example, horizontal, construction line, horizontal, and the work plane is, the middle of the work plane is 50. So for example, here I need to tap on the V-axis 50. You can tap something directly on this case. So you drag and move, you tap 50, and you just press enter. And thanks to that, you can position this element at the center. And you can do the same thing with vertical. So construction line, vertical. So here by default, we have by default, when you go here, the middle will be at 50 on the U axis. So you can just tap 50, and you can press enter, and automatically I position this axis at 50. And this will be our center point. Why it can be useful? Because now you can use one of these tools. I can use, for example, the rectangle tools, and I can create a rectangle, central view, slot. Let's create a central rectangle, and I can snap to my center point on 50, 50. And create an extrusion and tap something. If I want to have a specific value, I can press tabulation and enter my first value, like for example here 100, and I can press tabulation to enter my second value, like for example just 60, just like that. And now I can just validate with enter. So this is one of the first things to do if you want to center an element. You can create two axes, and you can, for example, create a rectangle from center, circle from center, polygon from center, anything that you want. So after, when you have different possibility to create construction line, you can, for example, here it's horizontal, vertical, as I explained, but you can also create a construction with 2 points. You can select the first point, second point, and you can create something like this. You can create a parallel construction. You can select this point and create an offset from here to here and here to have directly a value. So this is something that you need to know. I can click on parallel, click on this one, and here we don't use really constraint. We use construction line. If, for example, I want to position a circle directly with a value of 10, 10 from this corner, I have the first possibility to select my circle tools, and I can drag and move from the center, and take a glance I have the two value. And I can, for example, at 1010 create a circle like 4 mm. But some things that you can do, if this one is not possible, you can use, for example, parallel. And I can click on this line and drag and move at 10. And I can press escape, reuse parallel, and click on this line and apply 10, just like that. And thanks to that, I have a guide and I have my center point here. I can create a circle and do this process again with 6 mm or another value. If I just click on the circle at any moment, I can reduce, and I can take this part and I can reduce to 4. So this is why you have a lot of type of constructions that you can use. You can also create like, for example, a center and radius construction circle. So it's just a circle to use as a construction. You can also use directly, for example, fixed center. You can just position a fixed center like this. So you have multiple type of construction circles that you can use also. And after to do this work, you can use these different tools, and you can create arc, you can create rectangle, circle. If you want to erase an element, you press escape, you click on the element, and if you press sup, delete on the keyboard, you can remove this. Let's continue. I'm going to click here, activate, for example, select my circle tool again, and just go on this area and just start from this point, just here, and at 1010 I can create another circle with 6 mm. And I can go here, for example, and at 1010 I can create another with 6 mm, just like that. So I have two types of circle with different size. You have multiple other tools that you can use, like an arc, center and 2 points, 3 points. If I select 3 points, I can start from this point, and I can create an arc on this direction and enter the values that I want. If never you move like this on the view, at any moment you come back view by current work plane, just like this. And if I need to erase this line, it is possible. I can just use one of these tools. I have trim, delete, and I can remove this line, and I can remove this line, or again this line, just like this here. So this is the type of things that you can do. And now I'm going to create an extrusion. So I can click on pull linear, and I select this work plane, and I can create an extrusion on this direction. Let's just apply like 4 mm, just like that. If you need to create a sketch directly on the face, you click on a face like this, and you click on any tools of drawings like the rectangle, and automatically he will create a new work plane. As you can see, the work plane number 2, it is in bold, so it means it is the active work plane. And now I can create a sketch on this active work plane. You have the possibility to create some projection, like projection geometry, for example, general. And if you click on this face, automatically you can create a projection to be able to snap on the different part on the face. And if I use one of these tools like the rectangle, I can click on central again. Now I can snap to this construction line because I use a projection. I can start here, for example, and create an element like just like 14 by 52. And you have also different type of options. If you want to add a fillet, you can click on fillet, and I can click here this one and this one, and I can apply a fillet like 2. Radius is not specified. Let's apply a fillet this one to this one, and just drag and move with 2, and just validate. I can click here, select again my fillet tools, click here and click here. And let's work with a value of 2. Each time, yes, sometime, yes, in Creo Element Direct Modeling, sometime you need to check different things because it can be a little difficult. I can use my fillet tool, click on this one, and activate 2. And here I need to tap 2 again. Yes, it's better. and use my fillet tool again, click here and click here, and enter a value of 2, or you can drag and move, and I have this render. So now the thing that I can do is to drag and move here, and I can use pull linear again, and we work on the work plane number 2 inside the part number 1. So we are in the part number 1, work plane number 2, and if I drag and move with my arrow, I can create an extrusion in this direction, or if I go inside, I can create a hole, and I can just validate and create this hole. When you have work plane, you can just hide the work plane, or at any moment you can go right click and delete if you think that you won't use this anymore. And we have created this small element. So we are going to stop here. It was just to show you how you can start with sketches in Creo Element Direct Modeling Express. CAD software, 3D modeling software. Remember, it is the hobby version, the maker version of Creo Element. So you can download this version for free, and it is interesting. You have a lot of features, not easy to use, definitely. It is difficult to master, but it is a very interesting software. First link on the description, the complete course, my complete course. So if you want to master the main features, you want to create all your 3D models with this version of Creo Element, first link on the description. You will see the models, the session of the course, what you will be able to learn, everything in a logical way of learning. And for our next video, I'm going to tell you, see you, ciao, ciao.